Okay, are you ready for Yertle the Turtle? Yeah. Well, on the faraway island of Samasand, Yertle the Turtle was king of the pond. Oh, a nice little pond. It was clean, it was neat. The water was warm, there was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything they might need, and they were all happy. Quite happy indeed. They were until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. I'm Yertle. I'm ruler, said Yertle, of all that I see. But I don't see enough, that's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on places beyond. Well, this throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher, he said with a frown. If I could sit high, how much greater I'd be. What a king! I'd be ruler of all that I see. So Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. And he ordered 9 turtles to swim to his stone, and using these turtles, he built a new throne. Well, he made each turtle stand on one another's back as he piled them all up in a 9-turtle stack. And then Yertle climbed up. He sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view! He could see almost a mile. Oh, mine, Yertle cried. Oh, the things I now rule. I'm king of a cow, and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house, and what's more beyond that, I'm king of a blueberry bush, and a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh, marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. And all through that morning he sat up there high, saying over and over, great king am I, until along about noon, while he heard a faint sigh. What's that? Snapped the king. And he looked down the stack, and he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac, just a part of his throne, and this plain little turtle looked up and he said, beg your pardon, King Yertle, but I've pains in my back and my shoulders and my knees. How long must we stand here, your majesty, please? Silence, the king of the turtles barked back. I'm king, and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow, and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house and a bush and a cat, oh, but that isn't all. No, I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher, his royal voice thundered. So pile up more turtles, I want about 200. Turtles, more turtles, he bellowed and brayed, and the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. Well, they trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond, they came swimming by dozens. Whole families of turtles, aunts, uncles, and cousins. And all of them stepped in the head of poor Mac, one after another as they climbed up the stack. Then Yertle the Turtle was perched up so high, he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. Hooray, shouted Yertle. Oh, the things that I see. I'm king of the birds, I'm king of the bees, I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah, me, what a throne, what a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. Then again from below in that great heavy stack came a groan from that plain little turtle named Mac. Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but we down below, we're feeling great pain. I know up on top you're seeing great sights, but down at the bottom we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it. Our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food. We're starving, groaned Mac. You hush up your mouth, howled the mighty King Yertle. You've no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule from the clouds over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing that's higher than me. But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening was starting to rise up over his head in the darkening skies. What's that? Snorted Yertle. Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the King? I will not allow it. I'll go higher still. I'll build my throne higher. I can and I will. I'll call some more turtles. I'll stack them to heaven. I need about 500, 607. But as Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, that plain little turtle below in the stack, that plain little turtle whose name it was Mac, decided he'd taken enough. And he had. And that plain little lad got a little bit mad. And that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped. And his burp shook the throne of the king. And Yertle the turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air and the birds and the bees, the king of a house and a cow and a mule, well, that was the end of the Turtle King's rule. For Yertle, the king of all Samasand, fell off his high throne and went blink right in the pond. And today the great Yertle, the marvelous he, is king of the mud. Well, that's all he can see. And the turtles, of course, well, all the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be. And that's Yertle the turtle. Okay, how many of you know Fox and Socks?
Me.
Yeah, you like that one? Okay, it says, take it slowly, this book is dangerous. Uh-oh, here we go. Well, it starts out easy. Fox, socks, box, knocks, okay? Knocks and box, and fox and socks. A knocks on fox in socks in box, and socks on knocks and knocks in box, and fox and socks on box and knocks. Chicks with bricks come, chicks with blocks come, chicks with bricks and blocks and clocks come. Look, sir, Mr. Knox, sir, let's do tricks with bricks and blocks, sir. Let's do tricks with chicks and clocks, sir. First, I'll make a quick trick brick stack, and you can make a quick trick block stack, and then you can make a quick trick chick stack, and you can make a quick trick clock stack. And here's a new trick, Mr. Knox. Socks on chicks and chicks on fox. Fox on clocks on bricks on blocks. Bricks on blocks on knocks on box. And now we come to ticks and talks, sir. Try to say this, Mr. Knox, sir. Clocks on fox tick, clocks on knocks talk. 6 sick bricks tick, and 6 sick chicks talk. Please, sir, I don't like this trick, sir. My tongue isn't quick or slick, sir, and I get all those ticks and clocks, sir, mixed up with all the chicks and talks, sir, and I can't do it, Mr. Fox, sir. Well, I'm so sorry, Mr. Knox, sir. Here's an easy game to play. Here's an easy thing to say. New socks, two socks. Who socks, Sue socks. We can all say that, can't we? New socks, two socks. Who socks, Sue socks. Who sews whose socks? Well, Sue sews Sue socks. Who sees who sew whose new socks, sir? Well, you see Sue sew Sue's new socks, sir. That's not easy, Mr. Fox, sir. Well, who comes? Crow comes. Slow Joe Crow comes. Who sews Crow's clothes? Well, Sue sews Crow's clothes. Slow Joe Crow sews whose clothes? Well, Sue's clothes. Sue sews socks and fox and socks now, and Slow Joe Crow sews knocks and box now. Sue sews rose on Slow Joe Crow's clothes, and fox sews hose on Slow Joe Crow's nose. Well, the hose goes, rose grows, nose hose goes some, and crow's rose grows some. Mr. Fox, I hate this game, sir. This game makes my tongue quite lame, sir. Well, Mr. Knox, sir, what a shame, sir. We'll find something new to do now. Here's lots of new blue goo now. New goo, blue goo, gooey gooey, blue goo, new goo, gluey gluey. Gooey goo for chewy chewing, that's what Gagoose is doing. Do you choose to chew goo too, sir? If sir, you sir, choose to chew, sir. With the Gagoose, do sir, chew, sir. Mr. Fox, sir, I won't do it, I can't say it, and I won't chew it. Well, very well, sir, step this way. We'll find another game to play. Bim comes, Ben comes. Bim brings Ben's broom, and Ben brings Bim broom. Bim bends Bim's broom, Bim bends Ben's broom, Bim's bends, Ben's bends, Ben's bent broom breaks, and Bim's bent broom breaks. Ben's band, Bim's band, big bands, pig bands. Bim and Ben lead bands with brooms. Ben's band bangs, and Bim's band booms. Pig band, boom band, big band, broom band. My poor mouth can't say that, no, sir. My poor mouth is much too slow, sir. Well, then bring your mouth this way. We'll find something it can say. Luke Luck likes lakes. Luke's duck likes lakes. Luke Luck licks lakes. Luke's duck licks lakes. Duck takes licks and lakes. Luke Luck likes. Luke Luck takes licks and lakes. Duck likes. I can't blab such blubber blubber. My tongue isn't made of rubber. Mr. Knox, now, come now, come now. You don't have to be so dumb now. Try to say this, Mr. Knox, please. Through 3 cheese trees, 3 free fleas flew, and while these fleas flew, Freezy Breeze blew. Freezy Breeze made these 3 trees freeze, and Freezy Trees made the trees cheese freeze, and that's what made the 3 free fleas sneeze. Right? Stop it, that's enough, sir. I can't say such silly stuff, sir. Very well then, Mr. Knox, sir. Let's have a little talk about Tweedlebeetles, okay? What do you know about Tweedlebeetles? Well, when Tweedlebeetles fight, it's called a Tweedlebeetle battle. And when they battle in a puddle, it's a Tweedlebeetle puddle battle. And when Tweedle beetles battle with paddles in a puddle, they call it a Tweedle beetle puddle paddle battle. And when beetles battle beetles in a puddle paddle battle, and the beetle battle puddle is a puddle in a bottle, they call this a Tweedle beetle puddle paddle paddle battle muddle. And, yeah, you know, when beetles fight these battles in a bottle with their paddles, and the bottle's on a poodle, and the poodle's eating noodles, they call this a muddle puddle tweedle poodle beetle noodle paddle paddle battle. And, now wait a minute, Mr. Socks Fox. When a fox is in the bottle where the Tweedle beetles battle with their paddles in a puddle on a noodle-eating poodle, this is what they call a Tweedle beetle noodle poodle paddle paddle muddle duddle puddle wuddle fox and socks, sir. Fox and socks, our game is done, sir. Thank you for a lot of fun, sir. Now is your tongue numb? Mine is. Okay, now, how many of you have heard about Gertrude McFuzz? Do you know Gertrude? Well, you see, there once was a girl bird named of Gertrude McFuzz. She had the plainest little tail that there ever was, just one droopy droop feather, that's all that she had. And you know something, that one little feather made Gertrude so sad, for there was another young birdie she knew, a bird by the name of Miss Lala-Lee-Loo. And instead of one feather behind, she had two. Poor Gertrude, whenever she happened to spy Miss Lala-Lee-Loo flying by in the sky, she got awfully mad. She frowned and she pouted. And then one day she got really mad and she shouted, "This isn't fair! I have one, she has two! I must have a tail like Lala-Lee-Loo!" So she flew to her uncle, a doctor named Dake, whose office was high in a tree by the lake, and she cried, "Oh, Uncle Doctor, oh please, do you know of some kind of pill that'll make my tail grow?" "Well, tut-tut," said the doctor. "Such talk, how absurd! Your tail is just right for your kind of bird." And then Gertrude had tantrums. She raised such a din that finally her uncle, the doctor, gave in, and he told her where she could find just such a pill. "Well, it's on a pillberry vine at the top of the hill." "Oh, thank you," chirped Gertrude, and she flew right straight to the hill where the pillberry grew. Yes, there was the vine. Soon as she saw it, she plucked off a berry and started to gnaw. Yuck! Tasted just awful. It almost made her sick. But you know something? She wanted that tail, so she swallowed it quick. Then she felt something happen. She felt a small twitch, as if she'd been tapped down behind with a switch. Well, then Gertrude looked around and she cheered. It was true. Two feathers, just like Lala-Lee-Loo. Then she got an idea. "Now I know what I'll do. I'll grow a tail better than Lala-Lee-Loo. These pills that grow feathers are working just fine." So she nibbled another one off of the vine. She felt a new twitch, and then Gertrude yelled, "Whee! Miss Lala has only two, but I've got three." When Lala-Lee-Loo sees this beautiful stuff, she'll fall right down flat on her face, sure enough. "I'll show her who's pretty, I certainly will. I'll make my tail even prettier still." Well, she snatched at those berries that grew on the vine. She gobbled down 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and she didn't stop eating young Gertrude McFuzz until she'd eaten 3 dozen. Well, that's all that there was. Well, then the feathers popped out with a zang, with a zing. They blossomed like flowers that bloom in the spring. All fit for a queen, what a sight to behold. They sparkled like diamonds and gumdrops and gold, like silk, like spaghetti, like satin, like lace. They burst out like rockets all over the place. Well, they waved in the air and they swished in the breeze, and some were as long as the branches of trees. And still they kept growing. They popped and they popped until along about sundown when they finally stopped. "And now," giggled Gertrude, "the next thing to do is to fly right straight home and show Lala-Lee-Loo. When Lala sees these, her face will get red. She'll let out a scream and she'll fall right down dead." But she spread out her wings to take off from the ground. And do you know something? With all of those feathers, she weighed 90 pounds. Well, she yanked and she pulled and she let out a... But that bird couldn't fly, she couldn't run, she couldn't walk. And all through that night she was stuck up on the hill. And you know something? Gertrude McFuzz might be stuck up there still. And for good Uncle Doctor hadn't heard the girl yelp. And he rushed to her rescue and he brought along help. Well, to lift Gertrude up almost broke their beaks. And to fly her back home took almost 2 weeks. And then it took almost another week more to pull out those feathers. Was Gertrude sore? Whew. And finally, when all of the pulling was done, Gertrude behind her again had just one. That one droopy droop feather she had as a starter, but now one is enough because Gertrude is smarter. That's Gertrude McFuzz. Did you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.